Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
So, a new FG round has started in the FG clash and the new boss have dropped, and it's the pony one. It's a little bit annoying because of the stuns, all the stuns that you can get, but if you can do other runs and retry again, you can go flawlessly with your three teams and deal as much damage as possible without getting stunned or interrupted. Now, I did slight adjustment and changes in the lineups, and it got me a good result, relatively good actually in this lineup. Let's go and check how we did. So I dropped to 10. I was higher than that, but it's not important. The important thing is that you need one guild member to be in the top 10 so that all the rewards will be distributed among the guild, which is 5,000 diamonds, and this is what you need actually to be in the spot at. So you don't need to worry about ranking that much. Only one member of the guild can rank in the top 10 and everything will be okay. So the adjustment that I did, I will be talking about them and explaining why, and the timing that I changed actually in my lineups. So the timing of the first team, of the Fire Adon team. Now, if you have a Flame Chun, you can play her instead of Rose. This is the best way to go. Now, if you don't have Flame Chun, you can play Gouken, but you need a full investment on Gouken to buff your attack as well, and you need his 6 out of 6 cards, so you'll deal the same amount of damages relatively. With Rose, you can be survival, and you can buff your teams with crit rate, pressure, crit damage, etc. And moreover, if you're having Guy is good with this C2, but not that good with this lineup because Rose gives you more to your team and your lineups, and plus the survivability mechanic that you will have with her. Now, of course, the EX moves in the other lineups doesn't affect that much the run, but here it affects it with two immediately that you need to have on the lineup, and the third one could be a damage booster. I'm using Virgil EX moves. I'm used to use it in this lineup, but here it wasn't that impactful. It wouldn't affect anything in the lineup. The only thing that I needed was the Cammy and Vega EX to start immediately from the start and have one more combo meter to go through. And I think I don't need it even with this timing, but if you want to go and play the same lineup that I did, I used it with this lineup. So I start with Rose after I use Cammy and Vega EX at almost 45 seconds. And this is where you need to go with the timing. 51 seconds if you don't have Flame Chun or if you don't have survivability and defensive lineup. You will wipe before that because you will deal so much damage and you can't continue your combos. You will hit the same amount of damage almost. But 51 seconds is really good if you have Flame Chun. Now, if you don't have her and playing same lineups like I'm doing, play this lineup. It's absolutely perfect. If you don't have a rich Honda build, it's okay, you can play him at A rank or A plus rank. So we start with Rose, Street Poison, Rose, then Fire Adon, and the entire battle we continue with Honda, Street Poison, Rose, then Fire Adon. Be careful when you're doing your combos. You want to a little bit wait until the pony goes back and forth so you can use the C1 of Street Poison or the C2 of Rose, and don't delay your C3 or cancel it by any mistake. And the second lineup, I'm using Akuma. Now, instead of using Akuma and instead of using Viper in the last team, if you have any of these built, if you have Trendy Cammy, the new Vega, Visconde Vega, or if you have Oni, they work pretty much crazy here, or Trendy Akuma. Trendy Akuma works perfectly. Even Trendy Guile works absolutely fantastic here. So I have these because I don't have the other units, so I'm trying to get my damages as high as possible with the units that I have available to me. So I'm using Akuma and I'm using Suitable with Chun-Li. Chun-Li and Akuma are perfect because Akuma goes very fast and Chun-Li will give you the combo meter that you need with her C3. So I start with Akuma, C1 Suitable, C2 Akuma, then Chun-Li with the C3. From tag position we have Summer Elena. If you have Summer Elena at SS, that's all what you need. You need her at plus 30 and she will buff your team. She will become almost immortal and she will heal your team up again. Suitable will be good defensive mechanism for your lineup to keep surviving, and he will heal you and deal a little bit of damage. Better than having the normal Able that will give you only shields for survivability but without healing. But if you don't have Suitable and you have Able, you can play Able and you can play Elena or Summer Elena for the healings, and that's it, and you can play EX moves for the healings. Now I'm playing damage EX moves and I'm playing the drones for a little bit of combo meter, and I'm playing the twin brothers, I think. Yes, I'm playing Cammy actually on Summer Elena. Cammy is so important on Summer Elena so you can accumulate armor break on the boss, and Chun-Li will deal even more damage and crit even more. Now, for the third lineup, I removed Dalsim lineup. Now, Dalsim is pretty much amazing and you can play him. But he's so much RNG, especially on this boss, because this boss and the next boss, which is Loki, will stun you and remove you or interrupt your Yoga Tower. And this is what you need to do with Dalsim, is the Yoga Towers. Now, you can play Dalsim. He's best in slot for free to play. But if you want to go and without RNG and do similar damage, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, you can replace him, just him, and put Viper in. Now here I removed Bison and I played Gormagala Ken. For me, it's better to play him as this, especially if I can keep him alive. Now, if you don't have Gormagala Ken, you can play Eva Ryu. If you don't have him as well, you can play Summer Ibuki. And if you don't have Summer Ibuki, you can play Bison. I recommend playing Eva Ryu, Gormagala Ken, or Bison, then Summer Ibuki, since Summer Ibuki's survivability mechanic is not that high, unless you build her up and unless you're using the C1 of Summer Yang. The rotation that I go with here is Viper, Fashion Blanca, Summer Yang, then Viper. Summer Yang will do armor break and give you combo meter for every armor break he does. Now, when you reach the end of the fight, you want to use the C1 of Summer Yang and the C2 of Fashion Blanca, so you can keep your lineup surviving, and then the C3 of Viper. And this is what we got with the damages. Now let's go and check the replays for the first lineup for Flame Adon. I will fast forward it a little bit because this one will take a lot. It will take half of the battle until I start. So as immediately when you have the Kami and Vega EX, just press it to keep yourself ready. Now, I found a trick here with the Akuma EX move, that when you do it and you start before 10 seconds, you will get all the major big buffs from this. So this is why I start here, and I start at 45 seconds. And I do the C2 with her, yes, the C2 with her, and start with Fire Adon. Now, I continue with Rich Honda, Street Poison, then Rose, then Fire Adon until the end of the battle. And check my timings, I always look at the bar of the little pony. When it's completely full, it means he will attack you and stun your team. So here we go, he goes, so I didn't do anything. And after he came back, I started with Rich Honda, Street Poison, Rose, then Phaedon. Then I continued with the same lineup. I used the Virgil EX move here because I didn't want to get killed. I don't think it would get me killed because, as you see, the healings from the C2, from rewinding time with Rose kept me alive. And in the end, we couldn't do much more. I still had a full combo meter to go and deal more damage. So it's up to you to start at 51 seconds or at 45 seconds. Both of them are convenient. Just remember, Akuma EX move, use it before or use it in the time bracket of 10 seconds. At 10 seconds, you'll be accumulating damage. After 10 seconds, it will be removed because you didn't attack with a combo with Fire Adon. So this is what you need to do. Attack with a combo within the bracket of 10 seconds. You will get all the accumulated attack from the EX move to him. This is what I discovered actually with many testing that I did. Every time I used it when I started the run, which will give you a good result, but with this, it accumulates the 3%, 3%, 3% of attack more and more. So let's go and check the second lineup, which is with Akuma and Chun-Li. As you see, Chun-Li did a lot of damage, and Suit Abel did relatively good damage. Now, when I used Abel, he wasn't dealing so much damage. The damage came here from the tower, or the healing tower that Abel does, so keep that in mind. And Summer Elena attacks twice, so she will deal damage, and the damage is noticeable. So let's go and check the replay again. Let's go and fast forward it. At 51 seconds, of course, we start the rotation with Akuma. As soon as I have the drones, I drop the drones. I don't care if I'm hitting or not. Every drone when I auto attack will give me a little bit of combo meter, and that's what you need to keep in mind, so don't forget about that. So at 51 seconds, and here we go, let's do it to ×1. So I start with Akuma, Summer Elena jumps in, of course. I use the C1 of Suit Abel, C2 of Akuma hits the little pony, and C3 from Chun-Li. And as you see, I went with luck here, and I didn't get interrupted at all, which was pretty much lucky. And this is the RNG with this one. When the little pony goes in and out, you want to make sure to not get hit or get stunned by him. And this is the major point with this run. It's just timing, managing your time when having the boss runs. And I continue, of course. I keep my eye on the bar of the little pony, so whenever he jumps in, I don't want to be attacking. So I attack here with Akuma, C1 with Suitable. Akuma didn't get stunned, was super lucky, so I did his C2, then the C3, which was absolutely fantastic. And when you're stunned, also, Summer Elena will remove the stuns from you and will keep you alive because she cleanses you from debuffs, and stun is one of the debuffs. Now for the third lineup, I will show you also the third lineup, which is the second best lineup for myself. Also at 51 seconds I start, and I have the charm here. I don't know why I used it. I just dropped it whenever it opened up. I remembered that, oh, I have charm, let me drop it anyway because it will deal a little bit of damage and help you out a little bit. It doesn't affect the fight in any shape, way or form. So at 51 seconds we start with Viper, then Fashion Blanca, Summer Yang, then Viper. I wait a little bit. I got stunned by the end, but it's okay. I continue with Viper, Fashion Blanca, Summer Yang, then Viper, and I continue this. When I feel myself that I'm in the way of losing so much HP, or I lost so much HP, I have the healing EX move, which I used here to keep everybody alive, which helped me a lot and massively here. And I continue, I use Summer Yang C1 this time and the C2 of Fashion Blanca, so I keep myself alive since I have 2 more bars to work with. And then I use Viper, C1 from Fashion Blanca, C2 from Summer Yang, and C3 from Viper. And then I waited a little bit because I will take damage. It will pop the shields for Viper. Viper shields will give me combo meter. And here we go, we lost Gormagala camp, but we started immediately our run, which is absolutely perfect. Now you can play Bison here, no wonder. Bison will never die in this case, and he will inflict so much damage. He will buff your team, and he will explode so much. Even if he dies, he doesn't die, he comes back, which will be helpful for your lineups. And this was it for our runs, and this was how we ranked in the top 10. And that was it for our video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we